We welcome you on Africa FM Radio Television. My name is Lauram Palinken. Tell our viewers and our listeners your name.
Thank you, Tati. My name is Isak Staats. I'm the General Manager of Wool and Maui at BKB.
Yeah, we know that the Lesotho and BKB are the partners in the exchange of wool and mohair. So now we only have 10 questions regarding BKB and Lesotho wool and mohair industry.
Yes.
So my first question is, how has BKB's involvement influenced the pricing and market access for Lesotho's wool and mohair farmers?
I think it influenced it on many different levels. In the first place, we provide the infrastructure for the Lesotho producers to be able to export wool into the international market. So that's the first level.
Yes.
The second level is that we are also buying wool on the auction on behalf and exporting it. And in that regard, for example, in this year for the Maui season, we made a massive impact. And then in the third place, we make sure that the Lesotho producers gets paid individually on time.
Okay.
And that's our responsibility, to make sure that money goes to the right people in the right time.
Okay. The second question is, what steps is BKB taking to ensure transparency in wool and mohair regarding the pricing for Lesotho farmers?
We start off with regular market reporting. So every week there's a market report that comes back to the association. Regular meetings with government officials, ensuring that government and the Growers Association gets information, data on quantities, pricing, how we determine pricing. And then, of course, there's the paperwork that comes with the whole system. So every single step in this process is transparent and on a piece of paper.
How does BKB address the challenges related to transport and logistics from shearing shirts in Lesotho to South Africa auction floors?
Three main ways that we do it. The one is that we, for a large part, we pay the transporters on behalf of the producers. So we provide the cash flow necessary for these transporters to be able to do the work. We also provide the aggregation point. So because we've got a lot of small farmers, this will have to be aggregated in Lesotho before it can be exported. And then the export process is quite complicated. So it has to go through customs. There's a lot of money involved because we have to pay deferment tax as it goes across the border. And then also the insurance. We cover the insurance as for the trucks as it's being transported from Lesotho to South Africa.
Okay. So another question is, what quality improvement or programs, training does BKB offers to help farmers to increase the value of their wool and mohair in Lesotho?
We do a number of different things. We have regular sheds this time of the year. We have shed visits. We physically go to the sheds and assist them with the classing standards. Feedback on terms of the quality of their clip on a regular basis as well. Many of the farmers come to visit us in South Africa, where we show them how their product looks when it's being sold. And also, if we see problems, like for example, we have a problem now in Lesotho where some of the farmers have bought the wrong kind of ram. They've bought mutton merino rams, which is against the law.
Yes.
And we now are assisting them by they have to take these rams out and helping them with new rams.
Okay. So how has the introduction of new wool and mohair regulations in Lesotho affected BKB's operations and farmers' participation?
I think the message from the government was that we need to do more things. We need to be more involved in the Lesotho economy. And in that regard, we've established a Lesotho business, DY, consultants. And so we are paying tax in Lesotho, so that was a big change. We are also investing more in Lesotho. We've got a trading branch now. We sell agricultural inputs to our farmers in Lesotho, and we are in the process of acquiring quite a big warehouse in Lesotho. So I think I understand and I support government's need for more of the work and the money that's being generated to be localized.
So now we are coming to the crucial one. How does BKB ensure fair and timely payment to farmers, especially smallholders in our remote areas?
We remember, maybe just to give you the scale, we are paying around about 50,000 farmers twice a year. So, and each of these farmers gets an individual payment into their bank accounts. So, in order to ensure that process becomes smoother and more accurate, we are in the process of digitizing the shearing shed system. 5 years ago, we paid farmers by check. We now pay them with direct deposits. And I have to say that it's been really successful.
Okay.
We are paying our farmers on time now, the correct amounts to the correct people. I'm not saying we never make mistakes, but the mistakes have become way, way less than it ever has been.
Okay, Nadia. So now, what technological innovations is BKB introducing to improve efficiency, traceability, and farmer communication?
Oh, that's a great question. Lots of things. So, for example, you will see the wool packs when they come into the country now have a tag on them. It's an RFID tag. That means that we have full traceability from the wool at the source of the shed.
Yes.
We are digitizing the sheds. That whole paperwork system is now being digitized. So we're giving an electronic device to the sheds as they are processing the wool. Within the next year, we will be launching RFID tagging of the sheep themselves with measurement at the shed. So we can measure the weight of the sheep, the weight of the fleece, the different fleece types. And that provides a feedback system to the farmers, and that's how we help productivity in the system. So, I think the nice thing, the really exciting thing about the Lesotho wool farmers is that they are excellent farmers, and now we're giving them more tools to manage their flocks better.
Okay, so I think we are now getting to the end of our interview. How is BKB collaborating with the Lesotho government and farmers associations to strengthen the industry?
We have very good relationships with government, the relevant departments, Department of Marketing, Department of Livestock, Department of Trade, maybe to a lesser extent, Department of Rangeland Development. So we talk to each other on a regular basis. If there's problems, we are free to phone. We are very fortunate that we are allowed access to ranking officials. The same with the Growers Association. We've got a very good relationship with them, and we are in a position where we can, if there's problems, we can be blunt with each other.
Okay.
And that's a great thing, that we are able to argue and sort out our problems.
Yes.
And I think the main thing here is respect. We are very fortunate in that as well, that me personally, we obviously respect both sides. When we ask something, we at least get a ear from government and from the Growers Association and the other side around as well.
So, this is the last question. What long-term strategies does BKB have to make Lesotho wool and mohair sector more competitive and sustainable globally?
I think we're sitting in Lesotho with a very unique situation. We've got a very good story to tell. And we need to package that story into a Lesotho story. So that's one of the projects that we're working on. The current project is that we want to certify Responsible Wool Standards, certify the Lesotho clip in total. So that project is ongoing at the moment. And that will put Lesotho on a platform like it's never been before.
Okay.
So we think the whole story about the way it's being produced, Lesotho is the only country, one of the few countries in the world that's got a growing wool clip. And we understand and have respect for the socio-economic impact of wool in Lesotho. That's why one of the reasons why we are so passionate about it, because we are passionate about the Lesotho people as much as much more about the Lesotho people than about the wool itself. So yes, there's great opportunities in the future, and there's a whole system now aimed at improving the value of the clip.
Okay, thank you very much, Isaac, for having this interview with you.